Hi, good morning, namaste. Welcome to your yoga class. Nice cool day here in my neck of the woods. I hope you're doing great. Today's focus is going to be on hip opening, hamstrings, and we're going to work our way through to a few arm balances throughout the class today. Not to worry too much about it, you will be offered modifications, and it will be handy if you've got two blocks. If you don't have blocks, don't worry about it. Okay, I hope the volume is okay. If you're watching on Facebook Live, please give me an indication. Okay, great. So put everything aside and come into a comfortable seat. Just sit up nice and tall. I'd like you to bring your hands to your rib cage. So fingers in front, thumbs at the back. Just wrapping them around the rib cage and softening the shoulders. Just close your eyes for a bit. Feel the expansion of the ribs into your hands. Engaging your Ujjayi breathing. Feel a slight raspy sound coming from the base of your throat every time you inhale and exhale through the nose. And activating that diaphragmatic breathing, feeling the ribs expand front, side, and back into your hands as you inhale. And as you exhale, the ribs relax. Now as you inhale, again filling up. And as you exhale, as your belly starts to draw in, I'd like you to contract and lift your pelvic floor. That is on an exhalation. Activating your pelvic floor muscles, and in yoga is known as your root lock or your mula bandha. And this is essential in protecting your smaller joints, especially when you're working on strength and arm balances. So remember, it's an exhalation that activates your mula bandha or your pelvic floor muscles. There's 2 more breaths here. Getting the hang of it. Coming into that deep rhythmic breathing and maintaining that throughout your practice today. On your last exhale, gently blink open your eyes, release your hands, and I'd like you to come down on your back. Alright, so lie down on your back and come into happy baby pose, not Shavasana. So I'd like you to bring your feet to face up the ceiling. Flexing your feet, so feet to shin 90 degrees and shin to thigh, whatever angle that you can manage today. Bring your hands to hold the insides of your feet, so you're holding on the inner arches, pushing the shoulder blades down your back. And just gently rock side to side here. Coming into a gentle hip opening, also releasing tension from your back. Deep breaths in, slow breaths out. Now coming back to the center in your happy baby pose, put a little bit more pressure onto the hands and pressing down onto the feet so that the knees come a little lower. Now from your happy baby pose, you're going to extend your legs out. So straighten your knees as much as you can. Your feet are still flexed. Your toes are attempting to reach the floor. Alright, feel it in the hamstrings and feel it in the inner thighs. It's still early in your practice, so go easy on yourself, gently allowing the body to open up. Now coming back to your happy baby pose, bringing it back in. Good. Now what I'd like you to do is to lift your head off the floor. Lift your head off the floor and also the tops of your shoulders, yeah? Now you're going to bring your leg over your arm or over your shoulder, one leg at a time. Keep the head lifted off the mat. So it's like you're wearing a backpack, but you're lying down on your back. Squeezing those inner thighs into the arms. And see if you can bring your feet so close that you can cross your ankles. Closing the gate. And then release your palms. Flex your wrists. Your palms are facing forward. Keeping the elbows slightly bent. Keep the head lifted. Hold it here for 5. Squeezing the inner thighs to your triceps. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Release your legs very slowly and lower down, coming back to that happy baby pose. Good. And now you're going to rock up 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And come into a squat and try to get there without your hands touching the floor. I'm going to turn around so it's easier for me to see. And come into Malasana. Okay, the squat. Turn your toes slightly out if that is more comfortable for you. If you can't squat with your heels flat, use a block and prop it under your heels. Okay, bring your hands in prayer. Push the inner thighs and the inner knees into the arms. Lengthen the spine. And then from here we're going to bind. So bring your right arm, wrap it to the back. Twist towards your left side. You can catch hold of your wrists, your fingers. Keep squeezing that inner right thigh to your arm. Come back to the center. And then switch sides. Bring your left arm into a bind and twist your chest towards your right. One more breath. Release, and we're going to come into your downward facing dog. Step your legs back. And stretch it out. If your hamstrings feel tight, walk the dog, so walk on the spot. Pedal up the legs. And then settle down into your downward facing dog, pressing your palms flat onto the mat, digging the finger pads onto the floor, broadening your shoulders, and try as much as you can at this point to bring your heels down. Now, from your down dog, you're going to sweep your right leg up, bend the knee, and come into reverse pigeon. You keep the shoulders square in down dog. It's just your right hip that's opening. And then from here, press your left heel down. Get a good stretch on your left calf muscles and your hamstrings. 4, 3, 2. Put a bit more weight on your right palm. And 1. From here, you're going to round your back. On an exhale, bring your right knee to the nose. Coming into a tiger curl for 3, 2, 1. Lift the head. The leg is still lifted. And plant the right foot between your hands. Line the toes up with the fingers. If the foot does not reach, assist it, but don't move your hands. Drop the back knee to the floor. On your toes back. Use your blocks if you need to. Straighten that right leg and come into a half split. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to stay here or bend your elbows and fold towards your right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bend. Come back into your downward facing dog. Second side, lift the left leg up. Reverse the pigeon. Again, keep the shoulders square. Point that left knee as high as possible to the ceiling and press that right heel to the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round the back, knee to nose. 3, 2, 1. Lift the head and step your left foot between the hands. Drop the back knee to the floor. Come into your half split. Flexing the foot. Stay here. Or exhale, bend your elbows. Belly to thigh. Chest to knee. And forehead to shin. For 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bend the knee. Let's come back into your downward facing dog. One more breath here. From your downward facing dog, you're going to once more pick that right leg up, reverse the pigeon. And then look forward, step that right foot outside of your right hand. Drop the back knee to the floor, coming into the lizard lunge. Okay, we're going to rotate 3 rounds in one direction. 1, 2, just mobilizing the hips. 3, reverse for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come back here. You're going to snuggle your right shoulder underneath your leg. So you can move your right foot a little bit inside of the mat. Squeeze that right inner thigh into the triceps and extend your right arm out to the side. Come up to your fingertips. Okay? If you're comfortable, bring your left forearm down onto the floor and look forward. If you want a little bit more challenge, draw the core in, tuck your left toes, and straighten your back leg, lifting that left knee off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, undo that right shoulder. Bring your left forearm diagonal. Turn to the outer edge of your left foot. Slide your right leg back. Come into forearm side plank, Bhujapidasana. Stretch your right arm overhead. Engage your obliques. Lift the hips slightly. 5, 4, 3. Are you breathing? 2, and 1. Press that right hand down. Push back up. Downward facing dog. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Sweep your left leg up. Reverse the pigeon, second side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step the foot outside of the hand and bring your right knee to the mat. All right, let's circle. 1, 2, and 3. Reverse for 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, snuggle your left shoulder underneath your left leg. Bring that leg in, squeeze the inner thigh to the triceps, and then extend your left hand out to the side, up to your fingertips. Okay, and like before, if you can, bring your right forearm to the mat. And then tuck the right toes and straighten the right leg, lifting that right knee off the mat. Look forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your shoulder. Bring your right forearm diagonal. Turn to the right outer edge. Stack your feet. Flex both feet. And stretch your left arm overhead for side plank, second side on the forearm. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left palm down. Turn. And let's go back into down dog for 2 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Left heel turn slightly into the center of the mat and step your right foot between your hands. Come up into your warrior 2. Look towards your right hand. Bending that right knee. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. From here, bring your hands down onto the left side. So about 10 o'clock, yeah? Check that your knee is stacked directly over the ankle, so your right leg is perpendicular, 90 degrees. Walk the hands slightly out, tuck the tailbone down, stay here, or see if you can bring your forearms down. But don't collapse that right knee. Keep that right knee tracking forward just like the toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly push back up. Bend your back leg. So you're going to flip the heel in, bend and come into Skandasana, the side lunge. Bring your hands in prayer. Flex your right foot. Either you stay here or once more come into a bind. Left arm goes behind, turn the chest towards your right foot for 4, 3, feel the stretch on the inner thigh and the hamstrings. 2, 1. Release the bind, walk your way to the front, turn. Step that right leg back, downward facing dog. Right heel in, left foot forward, warrior 2, second side. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Come down to the floor with the hands. Check that your left leg is perpendicular from shin to thigh, so your hands are about 2 o'clock. Tuck the tailbone in, so don't stick your bum out too much, yeah? Stay here high or come low onto your forearms. 5. Don't collapse into that left knee. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back up. Flip the back foot slightly, bend the right knee, Skandasana, second side. Flex your left foot. Stay here in prayer hands or come into the bind. Twist your chest towards your left foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the bind, walk towards the front of your mat, turn, come back into your down dog. Come into your plank, take an inhalation. Drop your knees down. Okay? Pull the lower belly in, flatten your lower back. Come into half chaturanga, just half. Option 1, stay in the half chaturanga with your knees on the mat. Option 2, straighten the knees, full chaturanga. 5, 4, 3, keep breathing. 2, 1, all the way down to the belly for cobra. Inhale. And back into your down dog. 1 more breath. From your downward facing dog, I'd like you to bring your legs together. Bring your right leg up, reverse the pigeon once again. And lower it down. Lift the head, look in front. Bring the right hand a little bit to the middle of your mat and turn towards your left side for full side plank. Stacking your feet is one option. If you're not very balanced, bring your left foot to the floor. If you're balanced, come into a variation. Lift that left knee up and reach your left arm overhead. If you can reach for your big toe, come into variation B, lift the hips up, grab hold of your left big toe with your middle, index, and thumb. 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot forward next to your right hand. Drop the back knee to the floor. Come into a low lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Left leg up, reverse pigeon. Bring the foot back down into the mat. Look forward. Bring your left palm to the center. Turn to your right. Come into your variation of your side plank. Either stay here or lift your right leg up. Stretch your right arm overhead or reach for the big toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step the right foot next to your left hand. Turn, drop your knee down, keep breathing. Let's come into a low lunge. Exhale. And back to downward facing dog. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Lift the head, look forward, lift the knees, lift the heels, and bend the knees. Look forward so that you know where you're going. I want you to land with your feet outside of your hands. So you're going to take 1 hop. Okay? Now drop your hips down. You can turn your feet slightly out to the side. Drop your hips down so that your hips are in line with the knees. Okay? Bring your triceps to the inside of your legs. Bring your hands in prayer. Lift your chest. Come into Drutta Utkatasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, keep the legs position. Bring the right arm under the leg. Again, come into the bind. Twist your chest towards your left. Feel the power in your legs. Release and switch. Don't lift the bum up, yeah? Bring your left arm underneath. Bind and twist towards your right side. Very good. And then release. Lower down into a squat. Hands into prayer. Take a breath. Feel the grounding of your legs and sit back down onto the mat. Okay, from here, we come into Navasana. Take this moment to wipe the sweat and then come up to your tiptoes, lean slightly back, lift your chest, bring your legs up. Shins can be parallel or you can come into straight legs, arms forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your right leg over. Hug your thighs really close to you. Stretch your arms up. Eyes look up. Don't let the feet touch, yeah? Once more. Navasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left ankle crosses over. Hug your thighs in. Raise your arms up. Eyes look up. Good. And release. Split the legs wide. Flexing your feet. And then raise your arms up. Turn towards your left side. Right hand touches the leg if you can on the foot. Inhale to the center. Exhale, change. Inhale to the center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Right. Center. Lean forward. Reach for your leg. Either grab your big toes with your thumb, index, middle finger, or just grab hold onto your ankles or your shins. Or you can even bring your hands down in front of you for support. Flex both feet. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Think about extension. Don't think about coming down to the floor. Okay? And if it's possible, come as low as you can. Belly first, chest, and then your chin. 3, 2. Keep the breath going. That's more important than how you look like in the pose. 2 and 1. Inhale, come slowly up. And then hold the inner knees. Gently bend, one leg at a time. Okay. Have your blocks close by if you have them. We're going to come into an arm balance. And it's called Bhujapidasana in Sanskrit. That means shoulder pressure pose. So everything that we've been working on just now, in terms of the hip opening, in terms of the core and the hamstring, all that hugging in, and even the shape that you took right at the start in happy baby pose, that's going to culminate to where you're going to try to get at this point in time. Okay, so I'd like you to come back to that high squat that you did earlier on before we sat down onto the mat. Bend your knees, snuggle your shoulder deep. The deeper you go, the better. Bring your hands behind your heels. Okay, elbows are parallel. Press your palms to the floor and look forward. And take a seat on your triceps. Feel the pressure and just perch here for a while. Maybe lift your heels off the floor. Lengthen the chest. Every time you exhale, draw the lower belly in. Pelvic floor lifts and squeeze. Release and come back to the squat. Okay, So that could be just your practice for today, just getting into the hang of it, getting into that arm balance with a bit of pressure on the wrist, and first of all, not fearing and not be afraid to try, okay? If you're ready to go full on, once again, snuggle the shoulders, bring your hands in position, and press your palms flat. Look forward, so don't look back, yeah? Nothing interesting there. You're gonna walk your feet as close as possible. Try and cross your ankles like how you did on your back. And lift your feet off the floor, closing the gate. And sitting on your perch for 5, 4, are you breathing? 3, 2, hollow out the front body, squeeze your inner thighs to your triceps. 1, and release. Feet down first, and then release from the pose. Rotate the wrists. I hope you're still alive. And then change direction. Good. Now, what do you think these are for? These are to help you for arm extensions. Now, if you find it very hard to come into a bind with the ankles, practice on it on your back. That's the best because you are eliminating the arm balance totally. But if you think, oh, my arms are too short, I can't do this pose, then these are your arm extensions. Basically, you place the blocks behind the heels. Snuggle the shoulders, under the legs, bring your hands onto your blocks so you're a little bit higher, okay? And then you lift one foot up, maybe the second foot up, okay? Maybe just here. Start from there. So these are really great if you are working on getting into Bhujapidasana. Okay? Sit down for a moment. Keep the legs in this position. So nice and warm you are, hips open, hamstrings open, shoulders open. We're going to revisit Kurmasana, Tortoise Pose. So if you're coming from this position, you can actually just sit down on the floor and go straight into it. But if you're here, you're going to work it once more. Bring the arms underneath your knees. Okay? Snuggle them high. Inner thighs really squeezing in. Press your hands flat onto the floor. Look forward. Hollow out the front body. Lift up the feet, except for the heels, and inch your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, engage the core and the pelvic floor. Slide, slide, slide. Maybe you're here today. Maybe exhale all the way to the floor. Belly, chest, chin. Keep the feet flexed. Hold it here for 5. Tortoise pose. We did this pose in this class about, I think, a couple of weeks ago. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the legs in and then release your arms one by one. Whew, I'm sweating like crazy. Good. Now let's come into a counter pose. Bring your hands about 2 palms distance behind your hips. Bending your knees, roll the shoulders back. We're going to come into tabletop. Lift your hips up. Lift the belly up. Extend the chest and drop the head back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin forward and exhale, lower your hips. Great. We'll finish off with a hip opener, but in a different rotation. So I'd like you to cross your right knee over your left knee. Get your heels parallel to one another. Squeeze your thighs to the center. Now, if this is not the shape that is possible for you, you can't get your knees to stack, you can come into fire log instead, whereby the shins are parallel, okay? The target area is still the same. So I'm going to demonstrate in Kurmasana. Take an inhalation, grab hold of the tops of your feet. Exhale, full. Soften. And feel the stretch of the outer hip, the glutes, and the outer thigh, the top leg. 2 more breaths here. Inhale to come up. It's your right leg that's on top. You'll be twisting to your right side. So bring the opposite hand over and twist to the right. Come back to the center and switch leg position. Again, try to get the heels parallel. Both buttocks, both sits bones need to be grounded down. Grab hold of the tops of the feet. Inhale to lift the chest and exhale to fold. Inhale to come up. We'll twist to the second side. And come back to the center on an exhale. Uncross your legs and come back to a seated position, just like how you started. Rest your hands onto your knees and tuck the chin slightly. Gently close your eyes. Feel the sensations in the body as you slow your breathing down. Coming back to that deep, slow, rhythmic breathing. Finish off with 3 cleansing breaths. Bring your palms in prayer in front of your chest, honoring your practice today and for simply showing up on your mat. Raise your arms overhead on an inhale. Exhale, prayer hands in front of the chest. Twice more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Rub your palms until they're warm. Press them over your eyes. Rub them again. Place them behind the neck. Massage the neck, the tops of your shoulders. Once more. Rub your palms, make them really, really warm. And send the energy to the lower back as you massage the lower back. Slide your hands down your legs and back to prayer. Gently open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. I hope that was helpful. Feel free to have a Shavasana. You definitely earned it. Otherwise, take another 5 or 10 minutes since you're nice and warm to continue to practice on your Bhujapidasana, your arm balance, shoulder pressure pose, or just watch this video again, pause so that you understand the techniques. Use the blocks if you have blocks because they are really helpful to find your balance, find where your tipping point is and how you engage in order to come into that arm balance. Okay, keep tagging me in your posts. I really love to see your progress in your practice. Until we meet again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.